Well, I was all excited tonight for a whole bunch of wrestling action led by WWE Batttleground 2014. I was sort of honestly a little bit looking forward to the kickoff party between Cameron going up against Naomi, the breakup of the Funkadactyls, a storyline that we might not even hear all the way until we see this 6 months later down the road on Total Divas. But at the last minute, WWE added a special extra pre-show match, sort of pushing a lot of effort towards the WWE Network, going out and making sure you have to have this. They sort of pushed it as this is the only way you're going to be able to see the kickoff show. Even at the last minute, they told you can go to WWE.com, you can go to YouTube, you can go to Twitter, Facebook. Everywhere is going to have a link in order to watch this final push, trying to get you to do it. I don't really know that anybody's ever bought a pay-per-view because of anything that happens on the pre-show match, but Fandango and Adam Rose were pulled from the Battle Royal for the Intercontinental Championship a few days ago, and a lot of people were thinking that they were going to be added to an extra pay-per-view match. But today they said, hey, you know what we're going to do? Start the pre-show off with a bang and give us this one. And I don't know. I think they're trying to play up the storyline too much against Fandango going up against Summer Rae and Layla. They pushed that Adam Rose took a Twitter picture with the girls earlier in today, saying that they were going to join the party. They came out with Adam Rose and they started to have a big conga line around the ring with everybody going bananas out there. But this match was over before it even got there. Honestly, I don't know why they would put this in a pre-show match. Adam Rose hit the finisher. I don't even know what they call it. I haven't even seen him win a match yet. Honestly, I don't think in the time I've been watching him. But they called it the Party Crasher, or the Party's Over, or something like that. But just boom, and it was over. Fandango's done with. I remember when he was a guy that I really thought that a lot was going down with. But I'm looking forward to tonight. There's my boy right there. Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. That's my main event tonight. It's going to be a good one. Peace out, everybody. See you in a little bit. And just like that, the pre-show is over. Two very fast, very quick matches. We had the breakup of the Funkadactyls. Honestly, if this is the way these girls are going to be dressing, I guess there's no way that the Funkadactyls are going to be returning back together. They totally ditched their previous gimmick of their other dress-ups. We have Cameron out there dressed up like some Asian schoolgirl, and we got Naomi dressed up like some sort of black and white checkered taxi cab. Honestly, as you would expect, nothing very big and dramatic to come out of this match. Just basically the two girls got into the ring. Naomi controlled most of it, and it was more of a brawl than it was any type of wrestling match. One of the worst all-around pre-show matches ever. Probably 4 minutes of combined wrestling altogether. If you add it up, both matches went very, very short. Cameron getting the win here with a roll-up honestly was a surprise to me. We saw on the main event this week, Emma make her return, her first, I guess you can say televised because it was on my TV, but her first match since her big iPod, Walmart fiasco, and Emma was able to beat Naomi there. That was the one thing maybe thinking that Naomi wasn't on the way out, but on the way down, basically. Or I got them all wrong. Dang it. I've been good on getting the girls straight. When Total Divas first came up, I had no clue which one was which when I was doing my reviews and watching the show. But I think that from after watching it for 2 whole seasons, I've got it down. But I thought Naomi was going to be going on the way up. She was going to be one of the wrestlers that was going to be, making the Divas division real, while Cameron was just a pretty face somewhere along the way. I will say that I don't know if she changed her makeup. She didn't look like the Cameron of old. She was a lot lighter to the point where I almost didn't recognize it was her when she first came out. But she was wearing a new style of clothes, and that is something that it's not going to be hard to get used to watching on Raw, if you know what I mean. But she isn't one of the girls that I'm really looking forward to seeing on Raw a lot. So to end up the pre-show, we had Adam Rose getting the win in the first match, and then we had Cameron stealing the win over Naomi with the schoolgirl. Hey, what do you know? She was dressed up like a schoolgirl, so what a perfect way for her in order to get the win. Peace out. Wow, that is how you kick off a WWE pay-per-view here with Battleground 2014. The Usos going 2 out of 3 falls with the Wyatt family. This was the match that the Usos got to pull off their awesome tag team skills, and we got to see the awesome skills of the Wyatt brothers as well. They really pulled out all the stops here to really, give a good kickoff. Going in and watching a lot of shows on the WWE Network. I've been watching a lot of the older SummerSlams. Just this week I watched SummerSlam 88, SummerSlam 89. Both of those shows kicked off with really great sort of tag team, fast-pacing matches to sort of, pick the crowd up out of your seat. We did get, those 2 dark matches before the pay-per-view actually started, but, they were sort of bummer matches, and they weren't long enough to really get into. But, I mean, the Usos are a fun tag team. Everybody loves it when they come down to the ring. It gets everybody, jumping up out of your seat and getting ready for some stuff. The Wyatts took the early advantage of this match, getting the first pinfall off a big boot from Luke Harper. The Usos, they were able to rebound. They were able to come from behind and able to get a quick roll-up to make it an even 1-1. And from there, I mean, it was just balls to the wall for both of these guys. Easily a few times we thought we were going to see the Usos pull it out. Many times we thought we were going to see the Wyatts pull it out. There was a time when Luke Harper had pretty much made this match a one-on-one match with Rowan being thrown out of the ring, and I believe Jay was on the outside. We saw a quick little go back and forth between guys with basically Luke Harper looking like he was going to give the big boot, only for Jimmy to give him basically a big super kick there, which turned around. He no-sold it and just put the clothesline in him, and we thought he was dead right there. 1-2. Jay makes the save from the outside, and this was an awesome match. Really good stuff. I'm not thinking that it's going to be like match of the year, like a lot of people were saying last Battleground with the Rhodes Brothers against the Shield. But it's going to be a good one to build off of, and I'm excited to see where this pay-per-view goes from here. The Usos retaining the titles more than likely is going to mean that they're going to be, finding another opponent, and where the Wyatts go from here. I mean, like, we have Bray, who's going to fight Jericho tonight. I picked him to get the win, but, is that win going to matter? I mean, especially after seeing him have chances with John Cena and lose that feud, lose the shot at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view to get the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But we're set for a good one with this next match, Seth Rollins against Dean Ambrose. Sort of surprised that it's going to be this early, but coming off this Usos match, I think everybody is going to be on their feet watching this one. Just basically getting down, because this is going to be some fun action here. Seth Rollins against Dean Ambrose next. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm as lost as you, but basically, I guess Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose isn't going to happen tonight. I'm guessing that Seth Rollins is going to have the night off. I guess there was many talks about him having the leg injury. There's people saying that it was real, people saying that it wasn't real, but we were all set to have it. They played the long, pre-match promo, the same one that we saw when we were watching the pre-show of hyping the match up. And now Paige is coming out, but basically, as Seth Rollins was giving a long promo about how he was going to beat Dean Ambrose, how he was going to be watching the Fatal 4-Way at the end of the show in the main event, seeing that how he was going to be, having a chance. Maybe he'd be cashing in, maybe he'd be winning the title. All of a sudden, Dean Ambrose comes out of the woodwork and just starts attacking him, putting the beat down on him in the back of the arena for every agent to come running over. Finley and IRS and all them came running over, just like they came out on Raw this week before they got killed by Roman Reigns. But here Triple H comes running over, tells him to kick Dean Ambrose out of the building, tells him to basically hit the bricks, saying he doesn't want to see him back in there. So I'm thinking that the match that I wanted to see more than anything is over. It's canceled. It's not going to happen. What are you talking about? This is crazy talk. It's got to happen. But then all of a sudden, boom, I had an epiphany. SummerSlam! Fireworks going off. Los Angeles. I am so excited that I, kept my decision to head down there. John Cena versus I guess he's going to be fighting Brock Lesnar, and then Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins for the first time. It's kind of funny to me when you really think about it that, we've seen, Seth Rollins attack Dean Ambrose, laying him out on SmackDown, giving him the curb stomp on top of the ring steps, and, it's Dean Ambrose attacking Seth Rollins, and all of a sudden now we're not going to get this big money match. But now we're on to AJ versus Paige right here for the Divas Championship. More than likely, I can see Seth Rollins going into cash-in, Dean Ambrose sneaking back into the arena and breaking up a cash-in attempt later in the match on John Cena. But we'll have to see. All about plan B, baby. And we're back. We got the glasses intact. Sorry, I forgot about them for the first few seconds of that Usos versus Wyatt family video. I was really into that match a little bit too much and didn't realize what I was doing. But Paige versus AJ was a good match. Honestly, I was expecting a little bit more. AJ retains her championship by the by hitting her Shining Wizard finisher on Paige. Honestly, this was a weird match. They're playing off this whole their frenemies angle. Basically, Paige had the upper hand in the beginning part of the match. Maybe the first 90 seconds or so. Paige was whooping AJ around the ring. AJ really couldn't get anything going. Paige was rooting for AJ to get back into the match. Come on, AJ, you can do better. Like, kind of rooting her on, but at the same time, that slap in the back of the face. They're just like. Just sort of, just knocking her down again, pretty much. She wasn't able to get her shit going yet. But, basically, we saw AJ get something going. She slapped in the Black Widow on Paige. And really, Paige was in that hold so long that I thought the match was going to be over so fast that I was like, man, they never really were able to get anything going. In this match, it really wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Even now that it's over, it's really not what I thought it was going to be. I thought these girls were going to go out there and really do what the Divas division did, like in 2009, 2010, where every once in a while they would pop up on a pay-per-view. They wouldn't have match of the night, but it would be definitely one of the matches that you mentioned at the end of your reviews. Like, man, this was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. This it was what it was. Basically, at least we're not getting these, just sort of surprise returns, and the girls getting their championships. Well, I guess Paige's was a debut, but honestly, not the greatest match in the world. AJ gets the victory. More than likely, this is going to be a match we're going to be seeing again and again, with two of the top dogs in the Divas division. So I'll drink to that, baby. Yeah, come on. Peace up, everybody. This is bullshit. This is not okay. I gotta give it ups to it. Jack Swagger, my man. We, the people. Damn, he had a good match tonight. He looked really good. This was 80s style wrestling at his best. Honestly, when it comes down to it, I don't think that this match was as good as the Rusev versus Biggie Langston matches on the last two pay-per-views. But as far as my guy being in there, I was really proud of him. This match started out with a really, really long Lana promo with Rusev inside of the ring. Everyone who thought that the basic gimmick of them, cheering on Vladimir Putin and being the pride of where they are over there because of the whole they shot down the plane with the missile the other day. They're wrong. I mean, they put the flag down inside of the ring. They mentioned blood. Oh, don't leave him alone. Come on, he's already gone through enough. Oh no, this is not good. Jack's gonna get killed. Oh damn! But basically, we saw Rusev be pushed to the end. Basically, he had the ankle lock on him right there in the middle of the ring. He was able to get out of it after being in it for almost a minute. And as soon as they went to the outside, Jack was able to slap that ankle lock on again. When he was able to counter out of it, basically Rusev's, kicked Swagger, and his head went right into the ring post, or not the ring post, the steps, and basically he was knocked out and he's unconscious, and now Rusev's dragging him back into the ring, putting the camel clutch on him, and he's all proud of himself, even though he's standing there on one leg. The way that they're selling this injury right here, I'm pretty sure that this match is going to happen again. We're going to get a rematch in SummerSlam. Jack Swagger going up against Rusev. I don't think this is the end of it, but basically, I don't know. Just everybody who thought that everybody was going to, be ending this, and I would have been proud if Jack Swagger got the win. But I also like Rusev. I mean, he's a big bad dude. Reminds me a lot of an '80s style wrestler. Not going to do a whole lot of big moves inside of the ring. He's just going to use his brutal strength to throw people around, pick them up and drop them. He's going to put the nerves holds on them and just wear them down. And a submission style wrestler. I mean, his hair got pretty messed up. This is one of the longest matches I think I've seen him have. But I like the way it looks. It reminds me of a Rick Rude style, or maybe even Jake Roberts from back in the day. When I think who had the best sort of curly perm was Mr. Perfect. That's when you know that he had a 5-star match. Any match you watch it and that hair gets all just poofed and crinkled all up, that's when you know. And when he's almost got the afro going on, that's when you know you got a great Kurt Hennig Mr. Perfect match. But I'm having a lot of fun watching this. Big ups to Jack Swagger. I'll tip my hat to the man. Thank you very much. You can see the sunburn and the peeling on my forehead there for you. But, we, the people. I'll be behind you, Jack, once you get scooped up off the mat and they wake you up a little bit. But that was a good match. Good match from everybody. See you in the next one. Let them fight. Let them fight. Let them fight. In a very surprising manner, we had Seth Rollins come out to the ring. Once he got to the ring after his formal introduction, he told the ring announcer that he was to declare himself the winner of the fight between Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose that was supposed to take place earlier. By Dean Ambrose being thrown out of the arena by Triple H, Seth Rollins declared that he should be the victor by forfeit, and that basically, they should just ring the bell, give him a count-out victory, much like the Eric Bischoff versus Vince McMahon WCW win back in the day, when Eric called out Vince McMahon and basically asked to fight him on WCW pay-per-view. One of the things from the Monday Night Wars that everybody really remembers, a big high spot. But as I thought would happen later in the show when Seth Rollins would try to cash in, basically Dean Ambrose was able to sneak into the arena. Triple H didn't put enough security guards out there on the door. Maybe the Rock's security guard gave him a ticket because he wanted to see Dean Ambrose whoop up on Seth Rollins and kick his ass all the way back. But basically they met in the aisleway, and the fight was on. I mean, the people who are live for Battleground this year, they got a fight, and it was what they were worth. I'm sure that if I would have bought a ticket for Battleground to come to my town, I would have been excited to see this match, and for it to be canceled because of something that happened in the back is a lot like what happened in WWE back in the day when CM Punk was stripped of his World Heavyweight Championship because he was attacked by Legacy in the back. It sort of was a ripoff. Leaves you with the bad taste in your mouth about what's going down, and you don't really like it. You know what I mean? Like, if I was at this show, I'd be damn, pissed, because that was the fight that I wanted to see. Them at least having some sort of a brawl at ringside. Basically all of the referees had to come down and try to break this up before Triple H came down there, yelling at Ambrose, telling him that, you're not going to ruin this for me, kick him out of the arena. That's what you said like a half hour ago, Triple H. It didn't work then, it's not going to work now. So I guess they're keeping, the plan to be is that Dean Ambrose is going to be ready and willing to go if Randy Orton or Kane doesn't win the big one at the end of the show. Ambrose will be able to run down with that golden briefcase and try to cash in. Odds are, Ambrose snuck in once, he's probably going to sneak in again. Triple H, you shouldn't have kept him you shouldn't have kicked him out of the arena. You should have kept him locked in some sort of a room back there, handcuff him basically to your desk, or, I don't know, you hit him with a sledgehammer yourself, hit him with 3 pedigrees right there on the outside of the ring. He ain't getting up from that. But at least we got the brawl. I had a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. I'm excited. SummerSlam! SummerSlam! It's making its return this year. 5 years strong. Been heading down there, and we're going to see it one more time this year. And I'm excited. First time only. Might as well make this the freaking co-main event. Put it right up there. This is a hot match that people are really wanting to see. Just stretching that a little bit longer. WWE knows what they're doing. People are going to be excited. People are going to want to see this. So I'm down. SummerSlam. Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose one-on-one right there in the middle of the ring. First time. Don't do this on Raw. Well, we know they ain't going to do it on SmackDown. But, I like this. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be fun. If we get Brock Lesnar versus Cena, like a lot of people said, and we get good old Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose, I'll be happy. And we've seen them for the first time live at SummerSlam. We, the people. Jack Swagger. Peace. I hope I'm not the only one, but I am doing horrible at this pay-per-view. Basically, here we are with Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt. Chris Jericho pulls out the victory. Rob Van Dam must be in the back, you know, packing his bags, telling Vince McMahon that he's going to hit the bricks. Why can't he get a victory to save his life? But Jericho comes back on pay-per-view and he pulls out and he's able to get the big win. Really, really surprised here by this. Honestly, as a whole, I've been sitting here during this match. Bray Wyatt, to me, isn't the kind of guy that really gets me into matches anymore. Honestly, to me, I'm not going to say he's dead and buried and it's over with. I'm just going to say that, you know, ever since... apologize. See if I can save this. But ever since, basically, WrestleMania, Bray Wyatt, to me, hasn't had the same appeal as before. I've been able to really look at him and just... his promos, to me... I don't really have any feeling to what's going on with the promos. Don't really know what he's saying. Don't really know what's going on. But he really just bores the crap out of me. But this match, honestly, it wasn't that great. It wasn't bad. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't anything else. But I was really, really surprised by it in a little bit. I don't know. This is a match that honestly is going to get a rematch. We're going to see this again, just like how we're going to see Paige versus AJ, just like we're going to see Ambrose versus Rollins. It's just going to be another match next month. And Bray Wyatt has to come from behind and see what he's going to do in order to try and save this, because it doesn't really... make any sense. So the Wyatt family has lost the tag team championship for the second pay-per-view in a row. Bray Wyatt is, I believe, 1-4 in the last 4 pay-per-views. So, what is he going to be able to do to turn this around and make him, get back up to where he was supposed to be when he came into WWE? It doesn't make much sense that, this guy would come in with such fanfare. Here we are a year later from his match with Kane in the Inferno. I think that was his debut match. At least debut pay-per-view match, and honestly, he's been on a whirlwind of just going straight up and straight down. I mean, I think that there's a lot of hope with what's going on with Bray Wyatt. I'm sure that we're going to see something down the road from him. There's a lot of people who really believe he's the future of the WWE. Either babyface or heel. He could go either way, but basically. I think he's right now with all the guys that have come up from NXT. I mean, honestly, the Shield is up here, but then everybody else is like down here. I mean, nobody's been able to get higher. I mean, he had the chance. I mean, honestly, you go out there, you have a one-on-one match with John Cena at WrestleMania. Anybody's gonna look like a star. But he did lose. He was able to beat Cena in the cage at Extreme Rules, and then he loses the Last Man Standing match, which sort of just screw it. I'm done. But this match with Jericho wasn't great, wasn't good, wasn't bad. It's just there. Just two dudes having a match. Just happens to be one of the guys I just don't really care about, so I wasn't that much into it. But we'll see. Intercontinental Championship Battle Royal coming up next. That'll be a good one. The Miz wins a great Battle Royal. That was a lot of fun. I think that the Miz winning is the one thing that people are going to remember more than anything, but also Kofi Kingston, and of course, he always has to have the Battle Royal spots. I think we'll go over the Kofi Kingston shit first. I've never been a big fan of Kofi Kingston. We've seen Kofi Kingston, jump out of the ring, landing on the announce table, jumping from the announce table all the way back into the ring. We've seen him land on people and be able to get back into the ring, always trying to find a way to weasel out of not getting out of there. I think one of the best things I ever read was one of those fake internet articles about basically Kofi Kingston cutting his feet off to guarantee that he would win the Royal Rumble last year. Just hack him off. Basically, he was about to get eliminated on the outside when Big E Langston caught him. And unlike when Kane caught Daniel Bryan and decided just to eliminate his partner because, they were friends but not friends, basically, Big E Langston brought him to the ring where an awaiting Cesaro. If Big E Langston was trying to help Kofi out, why would he put him right into the hands of Cesaro? And then why would Cesaro pick him up and suplex him into the ring? Pick him up and drop his ass on the outside and eliminate him. Get people out of the ring, not bring them back. Basically, we saw The Miz basically in his new gimmick where he was, basically, I guess he's supposed to be a good wrestler, but he's a pretty boy and he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to get his face messed up. Basically, from the opening bell of the thing, he dipped out of the ring, snuck around much like Jerry Lawler in 1995's Royal Rumble, where he just sort of hung out on the outside. Before finally getting in there to fight the fight near the end. The Miz, waited until probably at least half of the competitors were gone before jumping in the ring, trying to find the exact right moment where he would come in. He tried to eliminate Sheamus, and then Sheamus had some good moments here also. Sheamus had the one-on-one sort of stare down with Ryback, much like you would think of Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan from Royal Rumble 1990. That was some good stuff. Bo Dallas lasted a long time. He was in the Final Four. Well, maybe he wasn't in the Final Four because Miz wasn't one of the guys I was counting. But Heath Slater was the guy. He got a big elimination, eliminating Cesaro. I always thought that was pretty funny in the beginning. During the pre-show, when he was picked to win the Royal Rumble by one of the panelists, the guy must have been smoking the massive Chiba last night. He must have been high as a kite. But the one-man band superstar got his big spot. From there, it's always hard. That's why I always find it hard. I'll watch older Royal Rumbles, but I don't really know how to review them because you're gonna sit here and remember every spot that happened somewhere along the way. Royal Rumble 1990, Hulk Hogan won. That was it. There was a lot of legends in there. Badass moment when him and Warrior face off and basically set up WrestleMania 6 there live from Toronto. But this was a good one. This was fun. Definitely, this is one I'm gonna want to go back and watch sooner than later. But I wish that Torito would have came down and eliminated Bo. We saw one of the Matadors get eliminated pretty early. Xavier Woods, I think, was the man who got first out. For some reason, there was no Rob Van Dam. If you remember back earlier when I talked about Chris Jericho getting his big win over Bray Wyatt, I said that maybe RVD would be in the back, packing his boots up, saying that he couldn't get a win to save his life, and he was out of there. Maybe he listened to my video. Maybe he really did check it out. But now we're going down the main event, the nitty-gritty, the Fatal 4-Way. For the WWE Championship. It's going to be John Cena, it's going to be Roman Reigns, it's going to be Randy Orton, and it's going to be Kane. I think everybody knows that he's going to be there. If you're watching these videos, you know what's going down at these shows. Good God, I'm an idiot. But that's next match. Peace out. Cena wins! A fun match. That was a good one right there. I'm not sure if that was a classic or not, but I followed him all the way to the back. There was no way in the world I was going to start my video early without seeing what was going on. I think everybody was looking forward to maybe... I know Seth Rollins was forced away from the arena during the attack from Dean Ambrose, the man who would not leave. Why Triple H would not, actually get some sort of security to watch this, man. How did he end up in the trunk of that car? But, during the match, almost right when it started, when John Cena came out, Paul Heyman tweeted out a picture of him on, it looked like Vince's private jet or some sort of a plane, saying that he was heading out to pick up Plan C, just in case Triple H was going to be needing him. So more than likely, we're going to be tonight Paul Heyman flying out to, I just learned that he actually moved to Canada, but flying to Canada, I was about to say Minnesota, to pick up Brock Lesnar, unless that plane, gets diverted and picks up CM Punk, but nobody's going to really believe that. No way. Not after everything that's gone down, not after CM Punk's finally been removed, but hey, it's the WWE, it's the world of wrestling. The one thing you say about wrestling is you never say never. But this was honestly a good match. Great finish here. Everybody was involved in it. We had Kane laid out in the middle of the ring. Then we saw Roman Reigns getting hit with an RKO from Randy Orton. John Cena slid in from the outside, picked up Randy Orton, gave an FU right on top of Kane. John Cena dropped down, covered Kane up, got the 1, 2, 3. One thing you can say about this match is that from the beginning, all day long, we've been reading stories on every dirt sheet out there that basically the big gold belt from WCW, the World Heavyweight Championship, has been retired. It's no more. When John Cena gave it to Ric Flair, that was the RIP of that belt. We were never going to see it again. And what do you know? John Cena came out wearing the championship necklace. Yeah, he's got both belts around his neck. I've seen somebody do that before. I can't remember. I think Big Show and Jericho, when they had the the tag titles wore him that way. So I think you gotta give shout outs to them for that one. But I mean, this was a fun match. I mean, definitely nowhere in there did I ever really think that a different outcome was going to come along. Of course, we saw the spot where Randy Orton and Kane, broke up their alliance and they started fighting each other. We saw Roman Reigns hitting spears. We saw Randy Orton hitting RKO's. Everybody got their highest spot. We got to see almost John Cena and Roman Reigns go at it toe to toe in the middle. I think that's what everybody was looking for. They teased it. But right before it happened, basically Kane and Randy Orton hit the ring and attacked him. So I definitely that's going to be on ice for a little while until a little bit longer down the road. I thought this show and all was good. I mean, I thought the match was good. Bray Wyatt was sort of boring, but hey, it is what it is. We'll wrap this one up and then we'll make the full-on highlights and video review after this one. So John Cena gets the win. He pulls it out. We're going to have to see what happens Monday night. Reading a whole bunch of stuff on those same sheets saying that Cena wasn't going to be at Raw. I know that Big Dave said that Cena was making a movie, but basically he had Sunday for the pay-per-view off and he had Mondays off for Raw for the next 2 weeks, but he wasn't going to be working any house shows, definitely wasn't going to be making any main events or SmackDown stops. He's heading out to do his movie business, but Big Dave also said today that Cena might not be at Raw, but I mean, there's no reason for him not to be there. I mean, we didn't see him attacked by Brock. We didn't see him cashed in on by Rollins. We didn't see him beat down in this match. We saw him victorious, jumping up and down as if he was Bo Dallas there in the center of the ring, raising those titles up to show everybody that he is your WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And that's going to be it. I mean, good times. Peace out, everybody. I'll see you down the road, and we'll have a good one.